Well, hello everyone, this is BilboBrick09, and today I'm back for another LEGO Star Wars review. We're going to be going to Luke Skywalker's home planet of Tatooine today, to look at one of the most iconic scenes in the entire saga. So, let's go. Alright everyone, here is the set. It's the LEGO Star Wars Rancor pit, and it's definitely a set that has been long expected and long wanted by many fans. So, we're very glad to see this set along with Jabba's palace, and later on I'm going to show you how these two sets go together. And I believe I'll show that to you in the Jabba's Palace show too, but I'm going to show it to you in this one too, because alone this set isn't that great. It's still really good, but you have to get Jabba's Palace to make this really cool diorama. So, let me give you a few specifics here before we take a look. It's set 75005. Recommended ages are 8 to 14, but no one cares about that. And it retails for $59.99 for only 380 pieces, so quite high on price per piece count. But I do think this set is just about worth it. Not quite though. I think $50 would have been ideal, but we'll get into more about that later. You do just get one instruction manual, which I'll show you here real quick. It's pretty large. So let's see, it's about 67 pages. So that's about it to show you there. And we'll go ahead and get to the minifigures. Alright, so here's our first minifigure, Luke Skywalker. This is different from the one that we saw in the Desert Skiff. Not too much different, but at least this one does come with a double-sided face. That one did not. That's a bit of a weird face there. Not too thrilled about that one. But then the other one, he's smiling, so I tend to go with the other face from Desert Skiff. So not too crazy about the faces on him, but... And then we do get the nice torso printing. I believe this is the same torso piece as the Desert Skiff one, but I'm not positive. And he comes with this large bone. He does not come with a lightsaber because Jabba has taken his lightsaber in this scene. It still would have been a nice addition though, even though it's not in this scene. Sting was not in the Attack on the Top scene, but they included it anyway, so that would have been nice for this scene as well. Here's the Gamorrean guard. He does not come with any weapons. So, this is a nice piece right here. It's different from the last ones that we saw. So that is all one piece right there. So another nice sandwich piece like the Ewok pieces. And the rest of the minifigure is fairly boring. You get a little bit of leg in there. And no back printing. We'll show you the back printing on this piece though. So it would have been nice if it came with an axe, but the other one does in Jabba's Palace. So you could probably make an axe anyway. Next is, I think I'm saying this right, Malakili. He's the Rancor keeper. And I believe he used to have his own circus. Comes with the brown hood. And he comes with a double-sided face too. This is after the Rancor has died, and he's quite sad because the Rancor is his pet. Well, I guess it was Jabba's pet, but this guy did all the work. And he's got some chest hair there. And some minimal back printing. And he has this staff thing. Not exactly sure what that is. I think it's meant to put food in the pit for the Rancor. And then I don't know if you'll consider this minifigure or not, but you do get a skeleton. It's a little bit of a different design with the arms. Not my favorite skeleton design. I like the ones with the flailing arms, like in the Mines of Moria, but this one's okay too. So, and then next I will show you the Rancor because I know that's what you all want to see. This is like the main reason you're going to get this set is for the Rancor. It's quite a bit of a different design from, say, the Cave Troll and the Goblin King. I call them all macro figures. Don't know if that's the official name or not, but that's what I call them. So, he's got some neat additions to him here. These claws do come off, and the hand too. So, it's a few pieces. And these claws do come off. They come off somewhat easily. And you can hold a minifigure in either one. And my favorite part about the Rancor is that you can actually stick a minifigure in his mouth. Like that. Which is pretty cool. And he does come with a chain there. Let me see if I can get that real quick. Like so. I had to borrow it for something else. So, you can see it's a pretty nice figure. He does have studs on the bottom. So it's definitely the reason you're going to get this set. Arms all the way up, if you like. So let me just give you a bit of an aerial shot of him here. It does have some studs on the top. So, you could put him in there if you like. Of course I only have one hand, so I can't really do that. But you get the idea. So definitely one of the best figures we've seen in a long time. I actually prefer this to both the Cave Troll and the Goblin King, and the Wampa. So I consider this all macro figures, so this is definitely the best macro figure yet. So people will probably pay like $15, maybe even $20 for this, perhaps even more. And of course they'll shoot up in price after this set retires, so definitely get this set, even if it's just for this. Now the rest of this set is fairly boring, but I'm going to show it to you. Kind of spinning around for you here. There are some neat little features on it. Most of them are quite hidden. So I guess we'll start here. We do get this box, and there's a piece of chicken inside there. In case there's nothing else for the Rancor to eat. I don't think that'll satisfy its hunger very long though. And I did scatter some extra bones around here. Now here, I don't know if anybody would notice this unless you actually build the set, but this actually lifts up, and inside there's a key, and I also stuck a bone in there. So that key goes to that over there. I'll show you that in a little bit. The next little feature here is this rock piece opens, the others do not, but this one does. And we will go ahead and stick Luke Skywalker in there. Oops. It's hard to stick minifigures on studs when you only have one hand. Well, we'll just kind of set him in there. And it does close all the way, even with the minifigure in there. So, nice feature there. Over here we have the gate. And this piece can kind of lock it. Like right now you can't open it. But if we pull this out, then the gate does lift up. And then that can stick in any of those little holes there. So you can pretty much have it in any way that you like. I stay in the middle. So a nice addition there. I'll go ahead and set this down to show you this part. This is the Rancor Keeper's room, which is quite tiny. The door does open. And you get this rake piece for cleaning up. And you get another key and a bucket. Now over here, you get like the button to open the gate. And some torches up here and over there. And really the only other thing to show you is this does open up so that the Rancor can get in there a little easier. And it also makes it look a little bigger. And I believe that will come in handy when we put it on top of Jabba's palace. So, I'll show that to you in just a minute, how it looks with Jabba's palace on the top. Alright, so I'm going to show you the top of the pit here. And these little prisms are how it connects to Jabba's palace. So, let me get that set right now. Alright, so here's Jabba's palace on top of the Rancor pit. It's quite tall. You can kind of see that there. For comparison, I will show you this Ent from the Tower of Orthanc. So it's taller than that. And I'll just set the minifigure out here at the bottom. So this is kind of like another added feature to the Rancor pit, because with Jabba's palace this feature doesn't work very well. I will show this to you in Jabba's palace better, but you can just pull this out and the minifigure will fall in there. So that doesn't work really good unless you have the Rancor pit. And then the minifigure will just drop down in there. So, here's the tower from Jabba's palace. So this has been another LEGO Star Wars review. I will get to the ratings here in just a minute. Alright, so just a couple things to note. If you get this set, definitely plan on picking up Jabba's palace, and vice versa, because these sets definitely complement each other. LEGO's doing a lot more sets that complement each other, like with the Battle of Helm's Deep and Uruk-hai Attack. It is a scheme to get you to spend more money, but it definitely does adds to each of the sets. So yeah, definitely plan on picking up both of those if you're planning on getting one. And then the Desert Skiff goes nice with the scene too, and the Sail Barge, which comes out, well, today, because I'm filming this on August 1st of 2013. So, as for the ratings, and keep in mind that I'm rating it just based off of the Rancor pit, not including Jabba's palace. For the build, I'm going to give it an 8, because most of the set is actually quite boring. But you do get a few nice pieces, obviously the Rancor molds for the arms and of course the body. And this nice gate piece in the background here. One thing I did forget to point out is that gate will not open when Jabba's palace is on top. So that's kind of why this opens up, like so. So that it can open up with Jabba's palace on top. So, yeah, so for the build I'll give it an 8. For playability, I will give it a 7. It does have some nice little play features, like the opening rocks and the little panel here, of course the gate. And if you get Jabba's palace, you kind of get the added feature of dropping minifigures into the pit. So there's a 7 for that. And for display value by itself, I'll have to give it a 6. Because it just does not look complete without Jabba's palace on top. But if you do get Jabba's palace, I'm going to bump it all the way up to a 10. So from a 6 to a 10. So, because, I mean, you just have these giant pillars here going up to nowhere. But then if you have Jabba's palace on top, it definitely makes it look complete. So, this has been another LEGO Star Wars review. Definitely check out the Jabba's palace review.